Hello. I don't. Hello. Hello. This is a book about the book series that I have not completed that I want to complete in 2026. And I was kind of like, ooh, really procrastinating slash talking myself out of making this video because I just got like overwhelmed with the idea of the amount of editing I would like to do to this video to make it like very cutesy and enjoyable and engaging. And I said, wait, even if this video comes out in October, like if it takes you forever to edit it, babe, just film the video and you can edit it later. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna film this video. So here are the books that I want to, or the series that I haven't completed that I want to complete this year. So first we have the Tarot King series by Amy Kuvalainen. I don't think I have any of the books in paperback form. This is a series based out of Venice, but in the future where there's magic and there are different houses. So it's swords, which is like air, wands, which is fire, cups, water, and coins, earth. And I read the first two books out of the 4-book series. Haven Ever After series by Hazel Mack. The Haven is called Ever. And this is a haven for magical creatures. So the real world doesn't know that magical creatures exist, and there are havens all over the world where magical people are kind of hidden and live in their own small towns. So there's these 3 sisters that get brought to this haven, and actually, the sisters are books 1, 3, and 4. Book 2 is 2 monsters, which I love reading stories with 2 monsters instead of a human and monster. Obviously, I love human and monsters, but just monster is really cool. And anyway, I have read 5 books out of the 9-book series. Firebird by Amy Kuvalainen. I've only read book 1. This is more fantasy than romance, and it's like a journey kind of fantasy. Augury University by Rose Santoriello. I've only read the first book, which is Hook Up to Holiday, which is a workplace romance between an elf and an orc, and it's sapphic. And this is the first book out of 4. So I have 3 books to read in that series. Then I have the Loose End series by Rebecca Weatherspoon. Can I reach that book? I don't even know where it's somewhere on the shelf. I read Zenny, which is actually book 2 in the series. So I need to read Wraith and Megan. So I've read 1 out of the 3. Where is it? Lights Out by Navessa Allen. I have caught up. And then there's a green book after this. So I need to read 2 out of the 3. Wait. I refuse to make this room messier than it is by pulling out a bunch of books and then having to put them up. And then that makes me, I like procrastinate about it, and then like 2 weeks later there's still like 30 books out, I just don't want to do that. So I'm trying to put them up as I talk about them. Lost Goddesses series by Alyssa Thorne. I only read Persephone, which is kind of like the connector book. So there are 3 more in that series that I need to read. Dark Olympus series by Katie Robert. Can you see them from here? Probably. You can see them, but you can't see details. So this is the first book in the series. I have read 4, and there will be 10 books in the series. The 10th book comes out this year. I'm so freaking excited about it. But I decided, you know what? In the last video I made, I was just talking about how I wanted to read more audiobooks this year. And I forgot last year I started from book number 1, and I wanted to read all of the books in audiobook series, and I read 2 of them. So that will be some. I want to reread 3 and 4, and then I'll keep going. And I'll be able to finish that series this year because book 10 comes out. The Dying God series by Alicia Kemp. Is this the first book? No, this is the first book. Okay, Drown the Gods. This is a special edition. It's a Polycon edition. Polycon edition, I think. Anyway, love the series. I read these 3 books. I read 3 books in one night. In one night, I was like, I need to know what's happening. Minas is the next book in the series, and I don't know if that's going to be the final book. So right now, I have right here 3 out of 5. So maybe Minas is not the final book. But okay, so 3 out of 5. Sword and Silver by January Bell. This was an arc, and it's 1 out of 2. So there's only the next book in the series. I'll fix that and make it pretty later. Creature Cafe. I've read 12 out of the 14 books. I'm not going to grab that from up there. Creature Cafe by Cleo Evans. Then I have the Clucanian series by Victoria Aveline. I don't have any physical books of that. I've read 5 out of 8. Citrus Cove. I will grab this one. Where is it? Broken Beginnings is the first book by Cleo Evans, and I've read 1 out of 3. I just have oops, I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Allie Hazelwood books. So in my notes, I just said the Allie Hazelwood shelf, but out of these 5, wait, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have 4 here. Let me fix that. I've only read one of her books, but I liked the book that I read so much that I just kept buying her books, but I haven't read them yet. So yeah. Then Legendborn Cycle. I think if you know any of my content, you've heard me talk about Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I've read 2 out of the 4. I don't even know if the 4th one comes out this year. I think it'll be a next year thing. But I need to read Oathbound. So that's that. Sanctuary with Kings. That is Lady of Rooksgrave Manor by Catherine Moon. I've read 2 out of the 3. Obsidian by K.F. Brain. I don't have either of those in physical copy. So Obsidian is, hold on. This is a special edition from, The Arcane Society. Here we go. Okay. So just in case you're like, where did you get that cover? I want you to know. So Sin and Chocolate, this is a 6-book series that is already finished, but Obsidian is the first book in a spin-off, and the second book is already out as well. So even though I didn't technically start the series with Obsidian, like I already read these, so I'm counting that as an open series. So I need to read 2 of 2. Okay, Deal with a Demon by Katie Robert. The first book is The Dragon's Bride, and I have read 2 out of the 6 in this series. To be honest, I love Katie Roberts' writing, but this series, at least with The Kraken Sacrifice and then what I've heard them say about the rest of the books in the series, it seems like it's more emotionally taxing. Kraken Sacrifice was really emotionally taxing, and that's why I was like, I was just like scared. I was nervous to read the rest. I was like, I don't know if I'm in the right headspace, but I will be in the right headspace this year. I'm finishing the series. Gosh darn it. I am so excited for, hold on. I'm so excited to read the Succubus Prize, so I need to catch up. I want to read that. Did I say already that was 2 out of 6? I think I did. And then Touch of Darkness, that is, I have no idea where those books are on my shelf, but Touch of Darkness is the Scarlett Sinclair, Hades and Persephone series, and I have read 4 out of the 7 books. Actually, I should change this to 8 because I just saw she did a 7.5. She did a Christmas novella. So I need to read. I've read 4 out of 8 now. Then King of Battle and Blood. I read the first book, King of Battle and Blood, by Scarlett Sinclair, and I need to read the second book. Then Bound to the Battle God series. I know everybody loves Ruby Dixon for Ice Planet Barbarians, and I mean, I love her for that too. I don't know where that cut me off, but my point is, I love Ruby for Ice Planet Barbarians, but I really love her for this freaking series. This is not the first book in the series. This is actually one of the books in the series I haven't read yet. But Bound to the Battle God is the first book in the series, and I have read 4 out of 5. Oh, so this must be the only book I haven't read in the series yet. Okay, cool. So that's that. The next series I have is the Asphodel series by Molly Tullis. I have read 4 books out of the 6 book series. The next one is Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher. Here we go. This is Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher. This is myth, Greek myth. There is magic, there is mystery, and it's old-timey, but it's just very good. It's a fantasy romance, romantasy, and I have read 2 out of the 5 books in the series. Then I have Broken Blade, and this is one where, was it 2025 or was this all the way back in 2024? I started this book, but I was just in such a bad like headspace. I knew that no matter what the book was, and look, like I started tabbing it. Like I was really, oh, can you see that? There we go. I started tabbing it. I was really enjoying this book, but I was in such a bad headspace. I knew that my headspace was going to make me hate whatever book I was reading at the time, so I just needed to stop reading. I have 3 of them. Immortal Dark and The Girl with Stars in Her Eyes were the other 2 books that I was reading at the time, and I needed to put all 3 of them down. So technically I started this book, but I didn't finish it, so I have to read 0, or I've read 0 out of 4. But I'm very much looking forward to reading and finally reading and enjoying and finishing this series. Okay, then I have Blood Sector by Lexi Foss. Okay, oh, right. Okay, so Blood Sector, I read the first book on my Kindle app, and at the time, only the first book was available. So I have 1 out of 4, but I have also the Blood Alliance series by Lexi Foss, and this is the last book in the series. So I've read 5 out of the 6 books, and I was very afraid for what's happening here because this one, if you haven't read it before, I can't sit here and spoil it for you, but the thing that happens at the end of book 5, I was like, jaw underneath floor, okay? So I was like, I'm not ready to read book 6, so I want to be brave enough to read that this year. This is another one that is only on my Kindle app, but the Dragon Royals / Forbidden Honor. This is another one where I read all of what was available, and then book 5 was available, and I was too nervous to read it. So there's 5 and 6 now. So I have read 4 out of 6. Then the Claws and Cubicles series by Kate Pryor is also on my Kindle app, and I've read 1 out of the 3. Orcsworn series by Finley Fenn. That is an ongoing series, so at the time that I wrote the list, I had read 7 out of 10, but I mean, hopefully that there's another book this year and it'll be 7 out of 11. It seems like Finley publishes a book every spring, like in the May to June area of the year. So hopefully there will be another book this year, but I don't know for sure. That's just my guess. Next one in the series is the 5 Crown series by A.K. Mulford. I think I like soft DNF'd. Was it The Witch's Blade? Hold on, let me consult Storygraph. Okay, so I read and enjoyed The High Mountain Court. And then the next book was, yes, I was right, it was The Witch's Blade. But I ended up soft DNFing this one. Did I say what page I stopped on? And I think it was just that I was so nervous about what was happening because I got 93 pages in, so 37%. I was so nervous. I think I was reading so fast to figure out what was happening that I wasn't actually comprehending what I was reading. And so it got to a point at 37% that I was like, I'm anxious, but I don't even know what's going on in the story. Let me like set this book down and relax and come back to this and start from the beginning and just read what's happening and not be anxious reading to figure out what's like what the end result is going to be. So I no hate to AK Mulford. I'm sure it's a fabulous book. I'm sure I'll enjoy it on the second time around. But anyway, so that's where I'm at. So yeah, I was like trying to figure out why I put 1.5, but that's why. So I need to finish. I technically have only read one out of the 5-book series. I've got 2 more here. Office of Highland Magic. This is by Farrell Dawson. And I have read The Fae's Gamble is the first book in the series, and I have read 3 out of 4. And then Iron Widow is the last one. I have Heavenly Tyrant sitting right behind me. Iron Widow? Where are you at? I don't know. It's somewhere in the shelf. So this is not the first book. This is a second book. And this is the book that I need to read. I believe that there's going to be a 3rd book in the series, but it's just not out yet. So right now I've read 1 out of 2, but it'll be 1 out of 3 soon. Hopefully soon. But anyway, this is the last book. So I have made a little wheel. I made a wheel with all of my series on it, and so this year I'm going to be spinning the wheel to see what I'm reading. That way, like, I just feel like if something else is telling me what I'm reading, then I can't worry about being nervous about finishing the book. You know, and that's the case for a lot of these unfinished series, is that I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me read something else. And it's like, babe, like, finish the story. So I will be spinning the wheel to see what I read, and hopefully, I mean, like, if I don't finish all of them in the year, that's fine, but I would really, really, really love, I would really love to finish all of these series by the end of the year. So I almost said by the end of Final Gem. If you know, you know. But anyway, those are the books on my wheel for the year, and yeah, I'm very excited about it. If you've read and if you finished any of these series, please let me know. Or if this inspired you to make your own wheel or finish your series, let me know. And I'm not really entirely sure if I'm gonna be vlogging like a series of videos about me finishing the series. I've seen other people do that on YouTube, but I just don't know if that's for me. That's something you want to see, let me know. If you guys encourage me to do it, I will just do it and figure out how to edit and post it. Or if you have like tips or like how you would want to see it, let me know. Or if you don't care to see it and you just want like wrap-ups, like maybe quarterly wrap-ups, and like, these are the series I finished and here's what I thought about. I don't know, let me know. This is a new channel with lots of new opportunities. So actually, speaking of new channel, new opportunities, if you're here, you made it to the end of the video, please consider subscribing or at least liking the video. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. I'm very excited to continue posting on this new YouTube channel this year. And with that, I guess we're done. I guess we're done here. Bye. Have a good day. Get to reading. I've got to read. I'm going to go read something. Bye.